Greenland, basically, their defense is 2 dog sleds. Do you know that? Do you know what their defense is? 2 dog sleds. In the meantime, you have Russian destroyers and submarines, and China destroyers and submarines all over the place. We're not going to let that happen.
In the meantime, are you going to...
Since the beginning of this year, everything started off with a big bang. And I mean literally, a big bang. On January 6th, at the beginning of this year, the United States military went into Venezuela and took down Maduro, the president, and seized their oil. A lot of people believe that the United States only went into Venezuela just for the oil. But I beg to differ. I believe that was the United States showing Venezuela's allies that, look, I see what you're doing, and we're not going to just let y'all bully us. So in a recent interview, Marco Rubio stated that the United States was not going to allow its adversaries to get close to its borders.
You can't turn Venezuela into the operating hub for Iran, for Russia, for Hezbollah, for China, for the Cuban intelligence agents that control that country. That cannot continue. Those things cannot continue to be in place. You cannot continue to have the largest oil reserves, in the world under the control of adversaries of the United States, not benefiting the people of Venezuela and stolen by a handful of oligarchs around the world, including inside of Venezuela, but not benefiting the people of that country. We've seen how our adversaries all over the world are exploiting and extracting resources from Africa, from every other country. They're not going to do it in the Western Hemisphere. Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand a lot of the deals that was going on between China and Iran. And China and Iran showing interest in Venezuela. How convenient. Showing interest in a land that's near your enemies. So any world power, any kingdom, any country would do anything in its power to protect its land and its citizens. But what you guys also have to understand, all of these world powers, they're all just jockeying for position, wanting to see who's going to be the next superpower. As of late, America has lost that world power dominance, where no one is really speaking about the U.S. like they used to. It's to the point where people are actually walking away from the U.S. dollar. So America has to act, and it has to act fast. So some of you might ask, what does Iran have to do with this anyways? A lot. Iran actually plays a key role economically, how it's positioned in the area of the East. The Hormuz Strait, that area particularly, is responsible for at least 20% of the world's oil that gets shipped globally. And Iran actually controls a pivotal point, which is called the choke point. Whoever controls the money controls the world. So what the U.S. is actually looking to do, the U.S. is actually looking to position itself as a world power in that area. But the Iranians are not having it. The Iranians do not want the United States to have control over what they believe is theirs. Iran is also saying if the United States keep on pressing them, they will tighten up that choke point. And that will slow the transportation of oil throughout the world. And think about it, y'all. If that happens, we all will be affected. So now, speaking of Iran, prophetically, a lot of people don't even understand what role does Iran plays in this whole scheme according to the Bible. According to Ezekiel 38, God said that he will put the hooks into their jaws, the sons of Japhet. So that area where you see Iran, parts of Saudi Arabia, that particular part was given to Japheth. So prophetically speaking, they play a major role in basically the downfall of Babylon. And what gets me so excited is basically seeing this transpire. I mean, before this point, I was never into politics like I am right now. And I always say this, to understand what's happening geopolitically, you have to understand prophecy. And it goes vice versa. To understand what prophetic signs are even happening on the earth, biblically, you have to be paying attention to the politics. And right now, what we see going on is the beginning or the culmination of this world war, or what the Bible calls Armageddon, where the Most High brings everybody to the Valley of Jehoshaphat. And we also see that the United States also have their eyes on Greenland. A lot of people don't understand this and don't even know this, that Greenland is actually protected by NATO. So no one could actually come in and actually claim Greenland as theirs. But recent news, basically this week, the United States has stated that they're going to take over Greenland.
Look, if we don't take Greenland, Russia or China will. And I'm not letting that happen. If we don't take Greenland, Russia or China will take Greenland. And I am not going to let that happen.
Is there any deal they can offer you? Is there like
Yeah, sure. I'd love to make a deal with them. It's easier. But one way or the other, we're going to have Greenland. Well, maybe NATO would be upset if I did it. Maybe NATO would save a lot of money. I like NATO. I just wonder whether or not if we needed NATO, would they be there for us? I'm not sure they would. You know, we spend a lot of money on NATO, and I'm not sure they would. But Greenland should make the deal because Greenland does not want to see Russia or China take over.
A lot of you may be thinking, why does the United States want to take over so much territory? I mean, if you think about it, that's how Rome was actually built. It's in their DNA. The Roman Empire was built off of conquering nations and taking over territories. Nothing new under the sun. Right now it's being masked through politics, and we're sitting at the table speaking diplomatically. But don't let that fool you. So how is this going to affect us? Well, since Greenland is actually protected by NATO, there's a law on the books that says anybody who tries to take over Greenland, NATO would actually step in and fight against that country. So now the question is, will NATO actually fight against the United States of America? So now how will this affect us? The first thing you can expect is the price of gas to skyrocket. All right, this is something that we're definitely going to have to watch closely and keep our eye on it. And we're going to see what's the next move with America and Greenland, because Trump was talking really spicy earlier this week concerning Greenland. But hey, man, if you like this conversation and you want to see more of this, drop a comment below, hit that like button, and also subscribe to the channel. You're helping this channel out very much. I'll catch you on the next one.